They laughed at the boy whose father cleaned their school floors. But years later, they stood in line, asking him for a job. Cold winter morning, a small town in America, snow falling quietly outside an old apartment building. Inside, 14-year-old Ethan sits at a broken kitchen table doing homework while his father puts on a faded janitor uniform. His father, Michael, smiles even though exhaustion covers his face. "Study hard, son," Michael says softly. "So one day, you won't have to live like this." Ethan nods. But deep inside, he feels ashamed. At school, other kids mock him constantly. "Hey, Ethan, did your dad clean the toilets today? Maybe he can clean your cheap shoes too." The classroom explodes with laughter. Ethan lowers his head in silence. That night, Ethan watches his father, quietly eating instant noodles after. Working a double shift, his hands are shaking from exhaustion. And for the first time, Ethan notices the pain hidden behind his father's smile. One evening, Ethan returns home and hears coughing from the bedroom. His father collapses onto the floor. Hospital lights, doctors rushing. Then the words that changed Ethan forever. "Your father's heart is weak. He needs rest immediately." But rest was impossible. Bills kept coming. Rent was overdue. The refrigerator was nearly empty. So the next morning, Michael still went to work. That night, Ethan secretly followed him. He watched his father mopping school hallways alone at midnight while parents drove luxury cars outside. Michael stopped for a moment, holding his chest in pain. But he kept working, because his son had dreams. At that moment, Ethan's heart shattered, and he made a promise to himself. "One day, I'll change our lives." From that day forward, Ethan transformed. While other teenagers partied, he worked. Morning newspaper delivery, night shifts at a grocery store, studying until 2 a.m. Sometimes he slept only 3 hours. People doubted him constantly. Teachers said, "Kids from poor families rarely make it far." Friends disappeared, but pain became fuel. Every insult, every hungry night, every tear his father hid became motivation. Years passed. Ethan earned a scholarship to one of the top universities in America. The day the acceptance letter arrived, Michael cried silently. Not because of the university, but because his son finally believed in himself. Before Ethan left for college, his father handed him an old envelope. Inside was a small stack of money. Ethan looked shocked. "Dad, where did this come from?" Michael smiled. "For years, I skipped lunch at work, so you could chase your dreams." Ethan burst into tears, because suddenly he understood. His father was never poor. A poor man cannot sacrifice everything for someone else. His father was the richest man he had ever known. 10 years later, a black luxury car stops in front of the same school where Michael once cleaned floors. People stare as a successful businessman steps out wearing an expensive suit. It's Ethan. Now the owner of $1 million tech company. He walks inside slowly. The old janitor closet is still there, and standing beside it is his aging father, still working. Ethan's eyes fill with tears. He walks toward Michael, removes the janitor badge from his father's shirt, and says, "Dad, you're done working. It's my turn now." Michael breaks down crying, and for the first time in his life, he finally rests. Ending message. Never judge someone because of where they started. Some of the strongest people are fighting battles you cannot see. And sometimes, the person working silently in the background is the reason someone else becomes extraordinary. If this story touched your heart, remember to like, subscribe,